Leave it to one of the Berserk YouTubers to be extremely late in the game on this one, guys, but I finally have one of the Berserk Deluxe Editions now that they're practically almost already out completely. But the thing about it is that I started collecting Berserk manga in 2018, and I just looked this up. The very first Deluxe Edition came out in February of 2019. And that's about the time that I had already completed the collection, and I had all the volumes and the singles anyway. So at that point, it was kind of a matter of, I already had the entire series. These things usually go for about like 50 bucks a pop, and it's like, I couldn't justify it to myself to start rebuying the entire series, especially at that price point. So ever since then, I've pretty much just been okay having the singles. And I do love the singles because you get the cover art and it looks good on the shelf and everything, but finally have one of these. This was actually a birthday gift from a buddy of mine, so thank you very much, man. Really do appreciate it. And now you've started an addiction, though, because now if I have one, I'm going to have to get the rest of them eventually anyways. There was a lot, I knew it was going to happen at one point, but finally did, and it's really, really cool to have one of these in my hands and actually own one of these in the house. I know a ton of people got them. A lot of people go for this one over the other ones, and what I thought I would do in this video is give you a brief overview of this compared to the singles. And that way, if you're kind of curious about which direction you should go or which one you would rather have if you haven't started collecting yet, or if you are like me and you have all the singles and you're wondering if you should upgrade to the Deluxe Edition, I'm just going to kind of give you my raw, honest thoughts of just being a Berserk fan, being a manga fan, and checking out what this has to offer. So again, I know this video is probably 3 years too late at this point, but if you guys are curious about my opinions on it, here we go. So obviously immediately it looks really good. It's pretty heavy. You could probably bash somebody's skull in with this, which I might plan to do in the future. It also might help it if it had that kind of blood effect over it, and then I could tell people it was real blood. So that might be happening in the future. And the other, I guess, good or bad thing about it, depending on how you want to view it, is that all of the deluxe editions are very uniform. All the covers are the same. It's Berserk Deluxe Edition, and it has a little imprint of the brand on there, and it says, you know, what volume it is. So they're all going to look the same on the shelf. So that's either a good or a bad thing, depending on how you want to look at it, because there's no cover art for it. Basically, it's just the brand. However, that does give it this kind of simplistic, uniform look to it. Also, should I be a hand model? Look at this. I got nice hands, man. Anyways, so yeah, there's that. There's nothing on the back. It's just sort of the Dark Horse logo, and then on the side looks the best. And this is the important part, because this is how you're going to put it on your shelf. So when you're going to have them all lined up, they are all going to look uniform. They're all going to look the same. Even with some of the singles, which I'll show you here. I have this, it's just volume 1 here. Even on some of the singles, they do sort of all look the same. However, there was a couple of different printings. So some of the Dark Horse logos are actually, I think, higher on one. Luckily, all the ones I got are, thank God my OCD is corrected with this, but they are all uniform and the same, but some of them look different. So you kind of have to be careful if you got the singles about which ones you start getting, because some of the Dark Horse logos are a little bit different on them. So, you know, just be aware of that if you're collecting them. But the number one thing, obviously, is how does the actual manga look, which I think this kind of blew my mind. See, when you see these in bookstores, they're usually all wrapped up, so I actually haven't had a chance to actually look through them. And, dude, the difference between the quality on the deluxe and the singles is honestly way more than I was expecting it to be. For example, I don't know if this would be the best page to tell you, but let's look up the same exact page on the single as opposed to the deluxe. And you can already see how the deluxe is so much brighter to begin with. The color, I know it's just black and white, but the color pops out so much more. The color is a lot more diluted in these single volumes. And I think the first page that made me really notice that was it's when Guts is fighting the skeleton dudes. Yeah, so this double page spread here of Guts battling all the skeleton dudes reminds me of total Evil Dead vibes, by the way, or Army of Darkness. Anyways, so if I can find that in the single, this is where I noticed it the most, where it really, really stood out to me. Let's see, there they are, skeleton dudes. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with my sword, clang. Where is it? Okay, yeah, so look at the difference here. So the difference here, at first, you know, it just comes with how much lighter how much brighter and how well you can see the actual artwork in the deluxe as opposed to the single. Like, this is it's so much darker. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it is so much darker. And also, with the singles, where the binding is, you have the art, you know, it's sort of, you miss just a little piece of the art because it's binded together. And this one, they show you like the entire thing. There's even like a little bit of white in between the pages here, so you could actually see the entire spread, which, you know, once you get to volumes like volume 34 and everything, is going to be incredible to see. So, you see my man Zondark, motherfucking Zondark up here, showing up, man. Oh man, Deluxe Zondark is where it's at, man. So I was not expecting the difference in quality to be that good. Like, I still love and adore the single collection. Oh yeah, and you get this like fancy little bookmark, you know, tether penis sticking out there too. It's kind of cute. Yeah, so basically I love having the single versions. I'll never give these up. These are like my blood, heart, and soul. This is how I actually read the series for the first time. When I first started getting into Berserk, I watched the anime first, and I was so enthralled by it, and I was so pissed off about how it ended. I was like, what the fuck? So I needed to figure out how it ended. So I started ordering the volumes, and I would order just a couple at a time, and then that's basically how I discovered the series and went through it. So, you know, I'll never give those up, but I'm very, very stoked to have this now and add it to the collection, and thank God it actually fits in the shelf. Oh God, maybe. A little bit of a tight squeeze, but that's okay, you know, I'm used to getting into tight things. Alright, okay, sorry about that, my battery was dying. This freaking camera is like older than shit, but you know, it's the best thing I got to kind of show you guys the setup. So anyways, the last thing I did want to tell you was, so another thing I love about the singles is that they all have the unique, you know, cover art or whatever. That's the only thing that I dislike about the deluxe, is just simply that it's, I mean, I like it and I don't like it. I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle. It's cool that they all look the same, but at the same time, I love the cover art. But you do actually get the cover art in the back of the book, and it's like high quality colored images of it. So if you're wondering like what the covers of the actual volumes were, they're still included. And it's got a little thing about Kentaro Miura in there that I thought was really nice. And just looks great. I just opened the Donovan page. Anyways, it just looks great all around, so this is going to start an addiction in me. I do have some other manga that I'm working on collecting right now. It may surprise you guys, I don't know. I actually don't spend a ton of money on manga. I'm pretty strategic about my spending and finances, so I'll pick up a few volumes here or there. Right now I'm working on completing Vagabond. What I wanted to do was get all of my top 10 favorite manga completed, so I still have to collect the rest of Vagabond, Pun Pun, Attack on Titan, you know, so there's a few that I want. I just want to make sure that I have my top 10 locked down, my top 10 favorite manga, bam. Until I read a manga that takes the top 10's place and I'm like, I gotta get more. So other things I just sort of pick up here and there on occasion. These, like I said, I was waiting on because one, the price, and then two, just having the singles. But now that I've started this, I don't know, maybe every other month or something I'll pick one up and see how it goes. But let's see if I've loosened up that tightness a little bit. Sometimes all you gotta do is just work with it a little bit. Just remember that, fellas. Yeah, and then it tends to slide in a lot nicer. Anyways, if you guys have the deluxe edition or the singles, which one do you prefer? Do you have both? When did you start collecting? Let me know what you think about it. Again, I know I'm like super late to the game on this one, but stoked to have it. Thanks to my buddy for picking it up for my birthday. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you next time.